Hello everyone, it's me, it's Heather back again, and I just wanted to just come back and talk to you and say a few things that have been on my mind, and I wanted to address a couple of things that have popped off on Twitter regarding me, which I know a lot of my Twitter followers already know about, but as some of you don't use Twitter, you won't know anything about this. So, first things first. Craziness, my people, my headlights. Lost for words. Last night I hit 700 subscribers. And I'll be honest with you, I was just agog. Now, I am not so big-headed that I think, oh, yay me, look at what I've done. No, not at all. First off, I want to shout out the lady who kick-started all this for me. You know who this is by now. This is Rox, Avid Diva, Metamorphosis Rox. You know Rox by now, and you know her from YouTube. I called her the Empress of YouTube. She's the mum of YouTube. And yesterday she said to me, that I could be the auntie of YouTube if I wanted to be. And I was so honoured. It was a wonderful gift. And can I say this about Rox? If in the best way possible, if the expression, the gift that keeps on giving, and I mean this in the most loving way possible. If the expression, the gift that keeps on giving, was made about Rox, they got it 100% right. And I am just keeping it 100. Keeping down with the youth, considering that someone thinks I'm too old to speak to people half my age. But that's just tough because I'm going to keep on speaking to people of, within reason, any age. If there are any of my viewers who are under 18, if you ever do want to talk to me, then I will insist on hearing from your parents first that it's okay for us to talk, because that's the right thing to do. And that goes for anybody who speaks to anybody under the age of 18. Well, I know in the UK, in the US, you have to be 21 before you can drink. I don't know whether your class is an adult at 18 in America. I don't know. But you're certainly classed as an adult in the UK at the age of 18. But underneath that, I feel more comfortable knowing that you have a parent or a guardian who's okay with me talking to you, and that I have proof of that. Anyway, Rox is my friend, and I am hers. And as women, we have built our friendship the right way, on mutual trust, mutual respect, mutual friendship, and now it's a genuine love for someone I consider as part of my extended family. She is just a warm and wonderful human being, and she was the one who helped kickstart all this for me, and she continues to be that fire under me. She continues to inspire me, and she has helped so many small creators to help get them off the ground. So I'm starting this off the way I feel is the right way, by number one, thanking everyone from the bottom of my heart who has subscribed to me. I know some of you came from Primink, some of you have come from Erica Driven Industries, some of you have come from Gary's Bipolar Corner, and some of you will have come from my friend Joe of Mumsy Musings. Some of you will have come from Rox's people over at Metamorphosis Rox. So welcome one and welcome all, and thank you from the bottom of my heart so much for being here with me in this little corner of YouTube that I like to call our safe haven, somewhere where we can just sit back round my kitchen table, have a cuppa or a soft drink, or, well, later on in the evening could be something a little bit not so soft, because I won't deny I enjoy a little drink or two now on occasion, but that's just me. It's one of my vices. I don't drink all that often, but it used to be social settings. Now I'm practically housebound. I occasionally have a drink or a couple in the evening, wine or whatever happens to be handy in the cupboard, and whatever hubby happens to bring home, you know, I'll take a dip into that as well, unless it's whiskey. I'm not keen on whiskey. I actually have to tell you, that is not my drink of choice. That's hubby's. He calls it a man's drink, though you can't really say that anymore, can you? Because, you know, it's not politically correct and it's sexist and what have you. And I know a lot of women love whiskey, but I'm not a whiskey drinker. So all hail to those who do love whiskey, but it's not me. So thank you so very, very much. I am just one person. I know I keep saying I'm nothing special. That happens to be my own truth, but I can't demand that it's the truth for other people. So I do appreciate all the kind and loving comments that I receive, and I am always, always grateful for your continuing and loving support. And it means more to me than you will ever know or ever truly appreciate. And I value you all, each and every one of you. I value you and I appreciate you, and I will always feel this way, always. I don't know how any other way to be. And when people say nice things about me, I'm going to say it again. I don't know how to be any other way. This is me. You know, they say that people have a face off the internet and on the internet. I'm sorry, this is the only one I have. You know, I used to say things like, well, if beauty's only skin deep, I was born inside out. I've said this about myself for years. I do have a reason for that. Stems from childhood. It is probably something I'm going to touch on in this video, and I'm already nearly 8 minutes in and I haven't got to even a quarter of the things that I wanted to say. But I felt the two most important things I've said. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to Rox and Joe and Nikki and Sharon and Kelly and Cora and Amy and Angie and another Angie and Mary Beth and Crystal, and oh my goodness me, there are so many of you who are constantly supporting me. You know, there's Kerry, who's also known as Nosy Housefrau. There's, you know, Tea by Ali. Oh, and there's my friend Elle. I wouldn't dare forget Elle of Elle Loves Tea. She'd kill me if I forgot her. Angelo, Jan's Reviews, Dre, Erin, Hope, there's Tanya, there's Gary and Eric. You know, there's just so many. And if I can remember more names as I go along, I'll pop them in as well. Because you should all know what I'm like by now. I'm a nutter. And I am trying to be an advocate for mental health. But I keep on board what Eric says about trying to get some laughs and bring some smiles and what have you. I have always said that I am a nutter. I've always said my family thinks I'm a nutter. That is no bad shade on anything or anyone to do with mental health. It's just a family observation, a self-observation, and a friend's observation of people who know me and know how my mind works and how my mouth is sort of open long after the horse is gone and stuff like that. Okay. I want to tell you I'm quite pleased with Wiggy today. Washed her, I wash her about once a week, and this is how I want my natural hair to be. It's going to take a good few months yet before I even get my own hair to be as nice as this. But you know what? If my natural hair was like this now, oh, I'd be so happy. But I'm actually quite thrilled with Wiggy at the moment. She's really doing well. By the way, what do you think of my nails today? Don't you just love this shade of pink? And isn't it lovely? It's a lovely sunny day outside, and it just seems to fit, the day. By the way, there was a lady, I can't remember her name. She left me a comment, and it was about telling me about how tight my rings seem to be on this finger. But if this lady's watching again, I need to tell you, even though I do suffer from severe lymphedema, these rings will not come off my fingers unless they need to be cut off. Now, I've had dreadful swelling of this hand before, and these rings have still managed to be comfortable. And this ring was given to me by my daughter on my 50th birthday. This ring was given to me by my son on my 50th birthday. They are not coming off my hand. I hope you can understand the reasons why. I know you're coming from a place of concern for me, and I do appreciate that. But my children are my life. They're my heart. They're my reason for being, and I don't need a constant reminder for my children, but they bought this for me, and my daughter got this ring for me before our sight more or less went completely. She was able to choose this one herself. So you can imagine. They're from my babies. I've got to keep them, don't I? And I'm sure there's so many out there will understand. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we've got to discuss yet again. And I honestly didn't see, because I'm not psychic, apart from my alter ego, Gypsy Rose Header. I'm not psychic. I can't see into the future. And I had no idea the fuss that was going to be kicked off because I said what I said about Leif E Greenz the other day. Whether or not she meant this in fun, I have my doubts. I always like to try and give people the benefit of the doubt. I do. But she's told a few people that she deleted her Discord. But we found that out now to be a lie, because she is using Discord again. She never did delete it. She's got a Discord going under mental health, strangely enough. She doesn't use her own name. She uses an alias. And unfortunately, and I'm saying this to you, Leif, you have done yourself a massive disservice coming after me the way you did. Look, I was a bit knocked when you said I was 60. I'm not. I'm 58, and I'm hanging on to that, and hanging on to being 59 this year. And when you get to a certain age, you hang on to those young bits as best you can without, being totally obsessive about it. With me now, it's just a joke. I know I'm on the wrong side of 50. I'm aware of that. And I may not have done everything in my life that I wanted to do. I will say I've got a load of experience at my fingertips. of different things. You know, I've achieved some fantastic things. I say to this date, my two greatest achievements have been my children, who I am so incredibly proud of. And I love them to distraction. They are my life. They are my greatest achievement. This channel, this little safe haven, is a more recent achievement, and I'm proud of all the people who come here. And all I can hope is that every video I put out, there's something in there that will make somebody happy and make them want to return. But Leif didn't just leave it there. I actually had something pinned to my Twitter, and it was basically about, I didn't want to worry anybody for me being away for any great length of time from Twitter. And I put up a post because I've made some brilliant friends. There's some I'm extremely close to, who I speak to every day. And because I've got severe lymphedema, one of the side effects of lymphedema can be septicemia. It can also cause heart failure. And, you know, there's nothing I can really do about that. If something happens to me and it takes me away from the earth, then, you know, it just means my Twitter's just left abandoned. And I didn't think that would be very kind to the people who've expressed love and concern for me. So I just basically said, look, if I'm not here for a week, you know, and if I haven't been able to get in touch, then presume the worst. And I love you all, sort of thing, you know. I probably could have worded it a bit better. Well, of course, what happened, I went away for nearly 10 days from Twitter through having the flu. Didn't see that coming because I'm not psychic. I think I need to apologise now. I think this video is going to be a long one, so I'm sorry. You know how I tend to be a bit like the bagpipes. I'm half Scottish, so I'm going to be, you know, a little bit long-winded. But Leif decided to take that and use it against me and say that, you know, I put up on Twitter that the only reason I wouldn't be there is if I'm dead. And she then said something about a falcon punch. A falcon, you know, the bird like a falcon. It's something to do with Captain Falcon, I think, a gaming thing. Where she said a falcon punch to my chest would put me in my grave. One of our friends said, could we fill her with sage? And Leif said, to our body, yeah, sure. I wasn't quite sure what that really meant, but I had some friends explain it to me. Then Leif went on to say that she wouldn't bother doing a wellness check on me because by the time they got there, I'd be half dead anyway. And, you know, I'm not going to say that that didn't sting. I eventually started laughing at it because I just thought, girl, is this all you've got? You know, I came after you. Oh, that's the wrong word. I talked to you in my video the other day. I thought I was quite calm and I thought I was quite respectful. But to wish me dead, whether you were joking or not, that's done you a massive disservice, because now you are having people leave you because they're disgusted with you. And I'm sorry, you're playing the victim. And for all I'm all for looking after people who have mental health issues, and I've always been that way, mate. I don't allow people to throw in the victim card. What you said was just downright wrong. It was nasty. It was an evil thing to say. And I'm sorry, that's got nothing to do with your mental health. You've just shown a really disgusting side to your nature. And I'm glad that people are seeing it. And I'm glad that people are seeing you for who you really are. You're the one who is accusing all men of being predators. You haven't got a leg to stand on when it comes to Eric. He's proved that. You haven't got a leg to stand on when it comes to Gary, because he's proved that. You and Chris Boutte. You're more like Chris Boutte than you give yourself credit for. And I actually came out in support of you when Chris and Repsilla went after you. But you deliberately twist things. You deliberately twist things to hurt people, not to protect yourself. You deliberately push people away by being as mean and as nasty as you possibly can be, so you can cause the maximum amount of hurt. And you're not the only person I know with CPTSD. I know plenty of other people who have got that condition, and they don't act anything like you. They're nothing like you. And if you want to try with Hedda Gold's being nasty to me and having a go at me because I've got CPTSD, no, I'm not. I'm just telling you that there are other people who have exactly the same as you, and they are some of the nicest, kindest, most loving, most compassionate people that you will ever have the pleasure of meeting. They're not nasty, they're not mean, they're not evil-minded, and they're not twisted. And I'm going to tell you this. I told you the other day, you don't have the monopoly on, you claim to have, been hurt by a family member. You're not the only one. And I want to share something now which is going to make this video a little longer. I'll praise it down as much as I can. I do want to apologise, by the way, if I tried to say in one of my comments the other day, and something I did say in my video, about me only just having depression. Please forgive me to all those people who do have depression. I am not decrying your depression at all. I was trying to get across that my own personal depression probably doesn't come close to those who do suffer, and suffer terribly. But I started off feeling low very, very early. I was an unwanted pregnancy. Very much unwanted pregnancy. I was a mistake. And my mother made it very clear to me as soon as I could understand that, I was a bastard, and that I was unloved, unwanted, and unneeded. She drummed it into me every day that I should have been drowned at birth, that she tried using the knitting needle on me and it failed so many times. And if only she'd been told how to use a metal coat hanger, she might have succeeded. So I started with that from about the age of 3 to 4. I was regularly beaten. I have scars all over my body. The very last beating I ever received from the hands of my mother, I was 19 years old. It was the last time she ever beat me because I ran away from home that day. When I'm ever asked online a question about how old were you when you lost your virginity, I never answer it. I don't answer it if I can possibly get away with it. And then I lie. Because people would never believe me. When I was growing up, there was no one there for me. There was nobody for me to talk to. And because my mother was such a good actress and so, great at persuading people that things were, her way, that if I ever did try talking to somebody about, they asked me where a bruise had come from, she would make it very clear that if I said anything, it would be 10 times worse when that person had gone. When I was 10, my stepfather had left my mother. My birth father had left her. She brought in a range of, well, let's face it, let's be honest. I had more uncles than a lot of you would have had hot dinners. And this particular day, I was told to go up to her bedroom by her and to take her latest boyfriend, who was in the bedroom, a cup of coffee. I did that. And he told me that he wanted to give me a cuddle to say thank you. So, always been a very, very obedient child. I climbed up on the bed to give him a cuddle. And the next thing I know is my mother came into the room. She got a hold of my wrists and held me down while this man raped me. So anyway, that's why I don't talk about that. And that's and if Leif wants to laugh at my revelation and what sparked off my feeling worthless, which that was another word I learned very early on. I was about 3 when I first heard the word worthless. And my mother kept saying to me, "You're completely worthless. You're ugly. You're evil to the core. I hate you. I've never hated anyone the way I hate you." And you know what my burden to bear is the fact I am my mother's living double. I can't ever get away from her because I am literally her living double. We would pass for twins. Now, I've lived with that. I've gone through miscarriages. I've attempted suicide twice. I've also had to deal with my son attempting suicide 4 times. The first time was when he was 10. Similar age. And he's had to have input from mental health for the majority of his life through his autism and his Asperger's syndrome. I say both words because some people say Asperger's, others say Asperger's. I'm an Asperger mum. When my son was 5, he got meningitis, and the drug that they gave him to control his meningitis is called cefataxime. It stopped his heart. He went into cardiac arrest. And he was clinically dead for 3 minutes. And I was holding him in my arms while they worked on him. I've never forgotten how his face changed. And that was my first bout with a reactive depression. Dealing with my daughter's vision, failing over the years. My son's autism. Mental and verbal abuse for 20 years from my ex-husband. Divorce. House moves. Work. Trying to look after my children. It hasn't been great, but you know what? I'm still here. I said if I could ever help any child in a similar situation to the one that I was in, I would do it. And I'm very proud of the fact that I have been able to help children since then. I've been able to get the police involved and get their abuse stopped. I'm sorry if I'm letting you guys down. I said I wouldn't do this again, but it's one of those days, and I promise I am going to stop again after this. God, this has got to be the longest video I've ever done. I mean, I did say I would talk about my own personal traumas in a video at some point. If I was going to try and understand my own mental health. So yes, there are times I sit and stare at the wall. I could stare at the wall for hours. I've been at the point where I just didn't want to feel anything anymore. Pain in my mind was too much. So, to anyone who suffers from depression, believe me, my heart goes out to you. I know how you're feeling. I wish I had a magic wand, you know, because I'd just go and take it all away from everyone. Everybody's hurt. Sorry, I'm sort of struggling with what I have to say. See, I've struggled with being and feeling worthless all my life, okay? This is where it stems from when I say I'm nothing special. Because I truly believe I'm not. I don't believe I'm anything special at all. And I know people keep telling me that I am, And I'm not trying to decry what you're trying to tell me. It's just, it's like my mind is locked in a steel box, and the word worthless is constantly written on all the walls. And as much as I try and scrub the word out with your kindness, there's still that word. It'll be up in the top corner where I can't reach it. I'm sure you'll understand what I'm trying to say. You know, all I ever wanted was for my mum to love me. But she didn't. Because she chose to have me. I don't know why. And I know it made her feel good when she beat me. You know, she'd beat me until she'd snap fingernails and things like that, you know. And she's dead now. I didn't go to her funeral. I didn't trust myself. Because when I tried talking to my family about it, they literally just did not want to know. It was, don't rehash the old stuff. It's not going to get you anywhere. We're trying to forget what she put us through. We're trying to look out for ourselves. We can't take you on board as well. So I was just left to deal with it. And back in the 70s, there wasn't really anybody I could have talked to or turned to. You know, if I'd gone to a teacher, nobody would have believed me. Because she was just so good at putting on this front of being amazing. So, I don't know what to... I don't know what else to say to you guys. I'm sorry. This has gone down a bit of a dark rabbit hole, and I'm very, very conscious of the fact that I'm responsible for what goes into my videos. And I want to apologise if I've upset anybody, if I've said anything that's triggered anybody. I deeply apologise. But it's out there now. If anything, it's going to help me identify more with anyone who's been through anything similar. So if I can help you, I will. I promise I will. And my final words to Leif. Leave me alone, Leif. Please. You've said what you've got to say. You know, and I do believe in karma. I'm not going to take any great joy because I don't want any harm to come to you. I want you to be well, and I want you to have your baby, and I want you to be happy. But I want you to leave me alone. I don't want you to talk about me anymore. Just pretend I don't exist. I'll do the same for you. But take it from me, I don't wish you any harm at all. What you said to me was unforgivable. And right now, because I'm only human, I can't forgive you for it. I will in time, probably, but I'll definitely never forget it. But just leave me be. And to all the rest of you, I apologise for the length of the video, 40 minutes, oh my goodness. Sorry for the fag. Thank you again for listening to me. Thank you for letting me offload to you. You've helped me today, and I truly appreciate that. So, take care, all of you. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.